Alright, should have prepared myself, but hi, I'm Sharir. I don't know how to start this. So I watched, how many movies? I watched 24 movies in the month of June, and I want to talk about them.
Technically, some movies are from May, but I wanted it to be a nice round number.
So I just wanted to make this quick thing.
Ah, you poor child. You have no idea how long this video is gonna be.
So yeah, I watched 24 films in the month of June, and this is sort of a rambly video. It's very off the cuff. I just have bullet points here. But yeah, if you'll indulge my ramblings for the next however many minutes this video is. Apologies if the camera is shit. I'm recording with my phone. You know, gotta start somewhere. Right. First one is Kimi no Nawa, or Your Name. I'm gonna pretend that this is a remote. Your Name is one of my personal favorite movies of all time. Most likely my favorite anime film of all time. I really like it. Oh my god, I'm a big fan of Makoto Shinkai. He's the director and creator of Your Name.
The audio gets really bad at times. I am so sorry for that too.
The movie looks spectacular. Oh my god, it's so pleasing to the eye. Every shot is you know how in Into the Spider-Verse, if you pause any frame, it looks like a comic panel, and then kind of in the similar vein. If you pause at any frame, it looks like a gorgeous painting. I guess that's sort of the point of many anime films. Soundtrack done by Radwimps is insanely good. Oh my god. It evokes this, how do I explain, otherworldly feeling, but right here, which kind of makes sense if you know the story. I don't want to go into like spoilers into these movies. I just want to talk. I've watched Your Name, God knows, many times. I keep rewatching it with people, keep showing it to people, and I've yet to meet one person who did not like actively dislike this movie. Pretty much, it's universally liked. If you haven't watched Your Name and you want to get into the anime movie sphere, it's a very good starting film. It's truly one of the best. My eyes are teary every time I watch the film, no matter how many times I watch the film. All right, I'm gonna pretend that this is a remote next film. The next film on this list is Monty Python and the Holy Grail. And this is the first of many movies in this video, which I just found free on YouTube. In the movie section, it's free with ads because it's just easier. It's such an iconic film. You constantly hear the quotes from the movie everywhere. It had been a while since I watched the film, so I thought I'll rewatch it. Why not? Because it's free on YouTube. It holds up so well. Like, oh my god, it holds up really well. The comedy is very contemporary. I don't know how else to explain it. Like, if it was released today, it would still be received like incredibly. I love this movie's sense of humor. It it is so a memey. I don't know how else to explain it. In my notes, I have absurd humor as one of the bullet points. Apparently, the production was a mess. They had essentially no budget to work with, and they were exhausted and like overwhelmed each day of the shooting. One of the most terrifying movie experiences that I ever had was not with a horror movie, but with Whiplash. One of my very good friends, Dylan, shout out to Dylan, they suggested that I watch Whiplash, and I had heard about it, but I didn't really know that much. I just knew that J.K. Simmons was in it, and I was like, boom, I'm in, why not? Love J.K. Simmons. But then I watched it, and I couldn't breathe for 2 hours. It's about a student who is obsessed with his art form. In this case, it's music, drumming, and his horrifying, extremely strict, borderline psychopathic teacher. And it's that dynamic. I don't want to spoil the movie. You should watch it, but that's kind of the beginning premise of the movie. It shows how far obsession can take you uh, negatively. Oh, there's a fly here. But yeah, obsession is good to a certain extent, and if you go past that, it can quite literally kill you from the inside. I found it weirdly relatable, and I know that sounds really bad, but a lot of my teachers from Bangladesh, I grew up in Bangladesh, uh, were, of course, not like psychopathic like Fletcher, but still, I could relate to many aspects. And I plan on making a video on Whiplash, and also many of the movies that you're gonna see in this video. They're all most of them are gonna be their standalone videos, but I just wanted to put something out there because otherwise I wouldn't be able to fall asleep in the night. I have J.K. Simmons as one of my bullet points because we love J.K. Simmons. He's in another film later in the video. So such a good actor. He can play both a terrifying role of a terrifying teacher, but also a loving father, which you'll see. It's truly amazing, astonishing. Love J.K. Simmons. If I go bald, which I'm maybe I will, then I aspire to look like J.K. Simmons. The next one is not a movie, but it's a YouTube video. It's from the channel Kurzgesagt. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing it correctly. And I don't want to get into the channel Kurzgesagt itself. It's more about the short film, if you can call it. It's called The Egg. Oh boy, it's such a positive and optimistic outlook in life. It's essentially about it's this animated video. You can watch it after this one if you want. Into the future, and I keep getting distracted. Very hot.
Then why did you record outside, you dumbass?
Sometimes some things like puts me in an existential crisisy mode, and then I come back to this video to sort of put me back on track, if that makes sense. It's very reassuring. If you want some reassurance in your life, go watch The Egg. It doesn't sound that impressive, but trust me, it is. Have you ever cared about tennis? Me neither, but you will after you watch Challengers.
I keep looking left. Oh my god, I'm such an idiot.
Oh boy, one of my very good friends, Khel, he recommended me Challengers. He loves this movie. He said that this has the best POV shot in cinema, and that was a very high bar. And I was like, okay, calm down, calm down. He was right. Oh my god! And in the end part, well, again, no spoilers, but the movie ends on that POV shot, and it's mesmerizing. From a technical perspective, Challengers is really good. They care about how everything looks down to the last detail, and I really appreciate that. The music goes hard. Like, oh my god. I think Cal said that he wants the music injected into his veins. I feel that. The music goes so hard. Me personally, I don't like sensualness in movies. I don't know. It's just a personal taste thing. And I feel like this movie leans a bit too hard in that direction than needed to be. Like it already has a great thing going for it, and then the sensualness things were sort of distracting for me. I'd rather be honest, and regardless of whether I'm loved for it or hated for it, I'd rather be honest. The next one is a Bollywood film because, hey, I grew up with Bollywood films, so why not? It's called Khel Khel Me, which means, like, it's kind of hard to explain, like playfully, like that word. It's about some family members, cousin. I don't know if they were cousins, but yeah, family members who are in a family event and they play a game The game is essentially you put all of your phones on the table, and whatever notifications you get, it's open to everyone, and and all of the spicy drama that follows. It's essentially terrible people in very cringe situations, and I love that. I love The Office. I will probably love It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I watched it with Jawad, my brother from another mother. Shout out to Jawad if you're watching this. Kind of funny in the beginning, and then it gets surprisingly wholesome. Like I did not expect it to be uh, that heartfelt. It tackles certain social issues and stigmas that are not really, to my knowledge, that talked about in Bollywood, and it does those things really tastefully, at least in my opinion. It's not like in a very subtle way, but still, it's a very surface level social commentary. But still, the fact that it even has those elements is a praise in my book, especially for a Bollywood film. My issue with this film is the last act, the third act. It had such a good thing going for it, and then it fumbled it all. It kind of tries to make the main cast likable, like it forces that likability down your throat, and I'm like, oh, come on, dude, you had a good thing going on, and then you just had to ruin it. I'm very excited about this next one. So, whoa, tablet. I had never been a big Godzilla fan. Uh, I knew of its existence. I watched some of the MonsterVerse movies, and that was it. Uh, I didn't really. I wasn't a big fan of the Big G. A bit of backstory before this one. So, my boss, Devin, love you, Devin. Devin's amazing. When I was a few months ago, we were in our one-on-one meeting, and we were talking about movies. And he said, "Have you watched Godzilla Minus One?" And I said, I haven't. I heard good things about it, but I haven't watched it, and I will." And he told me, "Dude, you gotta watch this. It's amazing. It's not like the MonsterVerse films." And I was like, "Okay, I trust you." And fast forward a few months, and I finally watched it, and then it consumed my life. Well, not the movie itself, but just I became an instant fan of Godzilla, the IP. This movie is very much like the original 1953 or 54 film, where instead of Godzilla being this uh, funny anti-hero who does drop kicks, he's the big baddie. I think it creates this perfect balance of Godzilla and his destruction, but also the people. I'm gonna come back to the people part many times. In the MonsterVerse films, which we'll get to, one of the big complaints is the people are boring. And in Minus One, it's not the case. In Minus One, the main story is really about the people, and trust me, it's really good because of that. It's set right after World War II, and I think the director, when he was writing the movie, I think it was COVID times. He really channeled a sense of hopelessness into the script, if you know what I mean. It's a deeply human story with Godzilla in it, and he's really cool. Speaking of cool, oh my god, the atomic breath scene. I'm not gonna spoil it, but there's this iconic thing with Godzilla where he can shoot atomic breath out of his mouth, or atomic laser, whatever you want to call it. And there have been different iterations. Most of them are the same, like he just shoots a laser out of his mouth. But this one, it's so creative, and you please watch it. It builds up to that moment so spectacularly, and it's simultaneously cool and horrifying, and you feel hopeless. I think that's sort of the theme with Japanese Godzilla films. Another one that we're going to talk about right after this one. They convey the sense of hopelessness really well. Yeah, I became obsessed with Godzilla, and then I rewatched all of the MonsterVerse films except the new one. I hadn't watched that one yet. But yeah, I'm gonna talk about them. Before I move on, one last thing: Minus One, and also the next movie, reminds me of Attack on Titan a lot. Like that sense of, oh my god, the world is crumbling down. We're in a very hopeless situation, but there's still this tiny bit of uh, spark, this resilience of the people. No matter how dire the situation is, we're gonna succeed. And I think that's amazing. Us humans, we're determined bastards. Oop. So of course I got obsessed, and the next one I watched is Shin Godzilla. Oh my god, okay. All of these are definitely gonna be their own video, but I just wanna quickly go over it. Oh my god, I have like a whole page of bullet points. So after Minus One, I plunged into the Godzilla rabbit hole, and the next one I watched is Hideaki Anno's, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Hideki, creator of Evangelion. His take on Godzilla. While watching this film, it's very clear that, of course, the guy who made Evangelion, he made this Godzilla. In this one, Godzilla is this eldritch abomination, and he's frankly horrifying. I didn't expect to be like scared of. No, that's kind of stupid, but not scary as in a jump scare or a ghost coming running behind you, but dread, terror. Difference between horror and terror. This has been said many times, but this version of Godzilla, he is constantly in pain because he is evolving in real time, and it's taking a massive toll on his body, and you can really feel the pain in his face and his gestures. I'm gonna have to move quick. My tablet is at 7%.
Well, should have charged it then, you mother.
Bit of premise of the film. The things that were going on Hideki's head, Anno's head, when he was writing this film, was the 3 disasters that happened in 2011. I'm not sure. I should have written that down. An earthquake first, and then that created a tsunami, which hit a nuclear plant. All 3 of them in the same time. And then apparently the sheer incompetence of the government killed way more lives than it should have been. I think he really channeled that incompetency angle really well in this film. Dare I say I almost disliked the film at first viewing. And I now know that was like at first I thought that, oh my god, I understand where he's coming from when he is showing the incompetency in a very frankly hilarious way, but I thought it was a bit too much. Like he could have cut down on a lot of those scenes. He could have cut down, but the more days went by, the more I couldn't stop thinking about this movie. That like bumped it up higher in my mind. Godzilla's second form, where he sort of waddles into the Bay Area, into the town, is horrifying, frankly. That's the stuff of nightmares. I don't know how some people thought that it was goofy. At least to me, it was like, no, I wouldn't want to be in that street. Here's something about me. If a movie has a couple of very good scenes, or even one very good scene, then it instantly elevates itself in my mind, like even if it has other flaws. And of course, I'm a human, so sometimes even that, I contradict myself, even in that regard. But for this movie specifically, I think it really highlights that side of me, because it has a couple of really good scenes, particularly the atomic breath scene. The atomic breath scene is a work of art. I don't know how else to explain it. It's horrifying. The sheer destruction, the scale of it, and how it's portrayed, and all the while you are terrified of Godzilla, but also you sympathize with him. Yeah, everything about it. It's amazing. The soundtrack, it's almost like the soundtrack is complimenting Godzilla himself. The fact it's telling that he is in pain. He's the one who we should be focused on. It's his tragedy. There's this beautiful video from, I think, Curious Archive, a YouTube channel. It's called Sympathy for the Monster. Very good video. I would recommend. The next one is another favorite of mine. It's the Lego Movie. I rewatched the Lego Movie. Well, I rewatched a lot of these films just because I wanted to, and some of them are free on YouTube. Oh my god, the Lego Movie did not have to go this hard. The sheer quality of the movies is insane. Like, of course, everything is made of Legos, and also just it looks so visually pleasing to the eye. It effortless. One of my, one of my favorite scenes in the movie is near the end, where it effortlessly smoothly blends between the real world and the Lego world. It was beautiful. Now, I know because of the current world situation, everything might not be awesome, but one thing I can guarantee is that you, the one watching this video, are awesome. The next one on this list is The Wild Robot. I watched it with my parents, and oh my god, it was a fantastic experience. A movie about a robot and a duck taught me more about parenting than most media. What can be more difficult than raising an entire human being? Like, and you're responsible for everything that, well, not everything, but you know what I mean. Honestly, now after starting to record, I'm realizing that I should have taken notes. That way I would have actually remembered many of the things, because it's been a while since I've watched these films. I'm not a parent yet, but I still sort of understood the perils and the messages that the movie was trying to convey. And I really, really liked it. And I extra liked it because I watched it with my parents. The next one is one of many Godzilla films that is in this video. It's Godzilla 2014, the first MonsterVerse Godzilla film. Good things first, scale. This movie does scale really well. You could really feel how giant, colossal Godzilla is. He is twice the height of Brooklyn Bridge in most of his depictions. I don't know if it's most, but whatever. And I went to the Brooklyn Bridge recently, and that really put the scale of Godzilla in my head. He's huge. Now for the bad, mostly bad. It's a military hard-on movie with some kaiju set dressing. That's my one-sentence opinion. The main guy, nothing against the actor, but oh my god, he's so boring. Like, dude, your co-actors are Elizabeth Olsen and Bryan Cranston. You really gotta be in your A game, dude. Another thing is, and I know that sometimes not showing the monster is more effective, but this movie just fumbles it. Like, oh my god, it's almost like an anti-Godzilla film. It doesn't want to show you. It actively removes him from his epic scenes. Longer video on these movies coming soon. I just want to put something out. Next one, Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Oh boy. I know I said a few minutes ago that if the couple of good scenes thing, and this movie does have some really solid scenes. The Rodan scene is really good. Yeah. But the rest of it bogs it down so much. Boring, terrible, one-dimensional human characters, and their motivations don't make sense. and they just casually drop Hollow Earth. That's another thing. For me, and I'm perfectly fine with some people liking these movies because they have big, giant, epic fights. But for me, it has to have some substance to it. If it doesn't have any substance behind it, then it's like not having your pillars in the building. You know what I mean? It's incompetence incarnate. Godzilla X Kong, the next one. Oh my God, it's slightly better than King of the Monsters, I guess. Pretty dumb. Still makes no sense. If you turn your brain off, you might have fun. That's what I did. I turned my brain off, and it was fun a couple of times. Finally, the new one. Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire. It's like the end game, but for the MonsterVerse, where like everything comes together. Ooh, it's like getting all of your toys in one place and then mashing them. Ooh, it's pretty nonsensical, not in a good way. Although every time Steve Irwin, the dentist, shows up, the music gets funky. That's one good thing. One sort of big gripe that I want to talk about this movie before moving on is at one point there's, without spoiling, a lot of big monsters fighting, but with no scale or nothing to compare against. Like, for example, if Godzilla is fighting in New York, you can see the skyscrapers and the monsters are moving very slowly. They have weight and impact to them. Then it's easy to compare because, you know, skyscrapers are huge and they're comparable to skyscrapers. You have something to compare against. In this movie, like it would be like if the rest of the things, trees and mountains, were all like appropriately sized. I'm doing a very horrible job at getting it through. Like, there's no scale. Like, what's the point of having them? Like, there's no scale. Like, what's the point of making them colossal, giant monsters if you can't tell that they're giant and colossal? They move fast. Nothing's there as a point of reference. Yeah, I'm talking too much, but yeah, no substance again. Next one is a fun one. It's a surprisingly fun one. It's Novocaine, a new one that I hadn't watched. I liked it more than I thought I would. Of course, I love Jack Quaid. Yeah, I think that he's a very good actor. Maybe sort of one-dimensional. No, I really like Jack Quaid. The premise is I'm forgetting the name of the disease. It's where you can't feel any pain. So in this movie, this guy, oh my God, I'm forgetting his name. I'm so terrible. He has this disease, and he uses it to his advantage to get his girlfriend back. To get his girlfriend back, who has been kidnapped. One analogy that I have written down is the Baby Driver analogy. So it's like if someone who isn't as talented as Edgar Wright watched Baby Driver and thought, I'm gonna try to make that and make the main character immune to pain. Well, not immune to pain, but immune to feeling pain. It kind of drags on, especially at the end. And I do get it, but it's not to the point where it's like that much of a detriment to your experience. The next one is a short. It's a short on YouTube. It's an analog horror short. It's called Shelter 54. It's again about Godzilla. It's a Godzilla analog horror short thing. It mixes many Godzilla properties in a very believable way. Shin Godzilla, the MonsterVerse Godzilla, Biolante or Biolante. It mixes all of them, and it makes sense. And that's a pretty interesting feat. For a YouTube video, it's really good. Like, I don't know if it was a team production or just one man, but still, it's really impressive. Next one is Juno, another one that I had watched many years ago, and I thought, hey, it's free on YouTube. Might as well. It's about a teen who gets pregnant and then chooses to keep the pregnancy and put it put it up for adoption. It's a very sensitive subject, I know, to a lot of people, and it does it in such an amazing, beautiful way. It's very wholesome. I do get some dialogues have not aged well. They are very cringe, but I would tell you to embrace the cringe. If I'm cringe all the time. Embrace the cringe. It's liberating. It's very cozy to watch. It feels like you're watching your relative with a camcorder recording a life thing. It has that cozy feeling with its atmosphere, with its lighting, with its color, with its music. Oh my god, the music is amazing. The music reinforces the coziness. Next one is Catch Me If You Can. I forgot how utterly hilarious Catch Me If You Can is. It's about a real person, Franklin Abagnale Jr. Yeah, Frank Abagnale Jr. was a real person in the 60s who basically faked his way into life, became a airline pilot, doctor, lawyer. It's a hilarious story. The movie is based on a book which he wrote, and the book is like a lot of the things did not happen in real life, and he just made it up in the book. And the movie is based on the book, and the movie makes up a lot of things. So it's definitely a very dramatized version of reality, very much, but god damn, it's so entertaining. I love the cat and mouse dynamic shows. Death Note is a very popular one. Anything with Batman, Batman and Joker. I had watched a lot of things inspired by this musical, but I hadn't watched this musical itself, and it's called Hamilton. It is about, it's a hip hop, as Lin-Manuel Miranda, the creator, the writer, said. It's a hip hop rap musical about the life of the Treasury Secretary Alexander Hamilton. On paper, it does not work. Like, that's such a wild premise, but oh my god, it's incredible. It's such a weird combination, but it works. The sheer novelty of it, I'm sure, was like, and now there's so many things that are trying to imitate this musical, so it might be oversaturated. I don't know, but I'm sure at the time the novelty was really high. The cast, oh my god, nothing against Lin-Manuel Miranda, but oh my god, the cast is so good. Like, they're leagues ahead of Len. He's not the worst. I'm far better than average in terms of his musical abilities and acting, but the rest of them are leagues ahead. Leslie Odom Jr.'s performance is incredible. He has this such brashy attitude. His voice is incredible. He really makes it fun. It's almost like it's more about Aaron Burr, the character that he plays, than Hamilton. Jonathan Groff, who plays King George III. Wow, iconic performance. Like, oh my god, the sheer dedication of that man. I think I wrote in my Letterboxd review that Jonathan Groff spitting in HD high definition, that's the amount of dedication I want to achieve in life. There's definitely going to be an entire video on this. One thing, I guess, if I was born here, or if I was here in 2015, maybe I would have had a more personal connection to the story, which is why I don't like it as much as some other people, or in fact most people here.
And now I sing Hamilton songs in the shower.
That being said, I am finding myself liking it more and more the more I think about it as the days go by. The next one is another one that was free on YouTube. It's The Truman Show. The fact that we can't prove that we aren't in a simulation is a worryingly interesting thing. The Truman Show is so ahead of its time. Oh my god. If you replace a reality TV show with social media, the whole thing still works. Jim Carrey's performance is amazing. I cannot imagine anyone else in this role. Like he effortlessly like jumps between comedy, almost slapstick comedy, and then these serious moments, and you could see an entire paragraph in his face. It is this perfect blend between comedy and insanity, and I think Jim Carrey was the perfect cast. And the music fits so well. The music has this airy, otherworldly quality. There's this amazing series on YouTube. I think it's the channel is Christopher Bingham. He has this. Oh, excuse me. He has this deep dive videos on Truman Show, and I would recommend them. The next one is Companion, another new movie that released. It's kind of hard to talk about this one without spoiling. I'm still gonna try. It's about a group of friends who go in this cabin in the middle of the woods, and strange things happen. I think one of the cast members, I'm quoting one of the cast members, I'm pretty sure. It raises some very interesting questions, in my opinion, and I love when a piece of media tries to do that, at least raise interesting questions in my mind. That to me has merit and value. It sort of portrays a very not depressing, but worrying future that we have ahead of ourselves. It reminds me of that Ian Malcolm quote from Jurassic Park, where he says, "Your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should." Something along those lines. The next one is a bit tough to talk about. I'll try my best. The premise is essentially two cousins, who go to Poland on a Holocaust tour after their grandma dies, in honor of their grandma, and it's about them processing their trauma. And it's surprisingly wholesome for a movie with that premise. Like the actors did a phenomenal job. Oh my god, it's really emotional. Kieran Culkin, I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Kieran Culkin's performance is phenomenal. Like, wow, you could. It almost felt like it was real. That's like, I think, the best compliment that you can give an actor. One scene that really stood out to me was at, I think it was the last day of their tour, where they went to a concentration camp, and it was the characters remarked that it was just 2 miles from the city, the hustling and bustling city. Like the fact that life was going normally here, and then 2 miles this direction, people were dying horrifically. And unfortunately, the same thing is happening right now. People are dying horrifically. Men, women, and children are dying horrifically. Us humans, we don't care about things if it doesn't personally affect us. And it's understandable, but also unfortunate. People tend to forget history, and then history repeats itself. Back to the movie. It's really good. I related to it a lot more than I thought I would. The next movie is also in a similar vein. It has a tough premise. It's called Mickey 17. I've seen that this movie is quite divisive among the general public, and I'm gonna get into that. I'm probably gonna make a separate video on it, but just the gist of it. It's made by Bong Joon-ho. Love Bong Joon-ho, love Parasite. Everyone loves Parasite, and I understand that after making Parasite, whatever you're gonna make, people are gonna compare it to Parasite, and of course, it's almost impossible to live up to that caliber. Some of the well, let me start by saying the premise. It's about an employee who is an expendable, and he goes into this frozen planet, and he suffers for the larger mankind. Some of the criticisms that I have noted down. first point that I have written down here is parody and not subtle. uh, yeah, this movie is not subtle. That is a very valid criticism. Another criticism is the narrator. A lot of people did not like the constant narration. That is also very understandable. Another one is the pacing. Like it's very obvious that there were some meddling hands in the editing room. Like a lot of plot points go nowhere, and the ending act is very messy. The word messy kept coming up. Despite all of that, I like the film. I really like it. Again, for the thing that I said previously, where if it raises questions, important questions in my mind, or if it has a couple of really good scenes, I really like that. That elevates the movie in my mind. The main sort of questions that at least it raised in my mind is, what does it feel like to die? What does it feel like to truly live? What are some of the implications of the technology that is in the film? If we achieve that technology somehow, then how will our life change? But yeah, those sort of things. Robert Pattinson, of course, amazing. Like, oh my god, his last but not least. This is a movie that I watched literally yesterday in a local theater, fantastic local theater, by the way. There was also a little Godzilla thing on top. But yeah, I'm getting carried away. The movie is Thunderbolts, Marvel's newest movie. I think it's the newest movie. The fact that this movie is getting some rightful praise goes on to show how low the bar is now for Marvel films, that this movie is getting praise. It's a very passable, in short terms, very passable, forgettable. You're gonna forget about this for 3 days kind of film. It's such a 5 out of 10 film. Some of the good things, first of all, there's some very good imagery, especially in the third act. Of course, they revert back, but still, if you ignore that, there's some very striking imagery and sort of haunting imagery at close to the end. And I thought that, oh my god, a Marvel movie taking risks? Wow, that's good. Speaking of taking risks, it's also noticeably different. The story is noticeably different than the usual Marvel films. It tackles, on a very surface level, but still, it tackles things like mental health, personality disorders, things like that, and I appreciate it. But yeah, that's about it. The rest of it is just very meh. I think I'd rather take a movie that's really bad or really good, but it's the 5 out of tens that really like irk me, because those are the ones that are in the forgotten valley, forgettable valley, or the mediocre valley, whatever you want to call it. From a technical perspective, it's very unimpressive. There's a lot of shots that lead to nowhere. Transitions sometimes just don't flow. Again, very generically shot. Most of it, I was disappointed about most of it, but one thing that like actively pissed me off, and I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's like 10 minutes into the movie, and as a comic fan, that pissed me off. Yeah, it's literally the shrug equivalent of movies. Everything is very surface level. There's no subtlety. Speaking of subtlety, shameless plug. I've made a video about subtlety in Jurassic Park. Perhaps if you want to watch it after this one, you can. That was it. Oof. This was so much longer than I thought it would be. But yeah, if you somehow miraculously liked me rambling, then like, subscribe, share, comment, yada yada yada, all of that jazz. I'd appreciate if you tell me how I can do better. There's a lot of videos in the pipeline, which I'm excited about, but I really have to get my shit together and start editing them. But yeah, I'm excited. Be on the lookout for that. I have, I think, 3 videos in the pipeline and more. I'm insane. But yeah, I hope you liked it. Now I'm gonna go edit this video and hopefully publish it before tonight at 12. That's my goal. Bye bye. Speaking of, oh, excuse me. Oh, that's an ant. Ooh, that's a beautiful bird. Godzilla killed the monster, blah blah blah. Come here. There you go. Hello, bird. You're directly looking at me. You're very yellow.